Hi everyone, it's me, Spring, the fiber enthusiast, and welcome to the channel. So today's tutorial is going to be on this headband. Now, I have it in a solid and a multicolor here. Also, two different types of fiber. So this is 100% acrylic, and it was just some leftover that I had sitting around, and that's what I used to design. And then this is a discontinued from Hobby Lobby Lion Brand yarn, Flicka, and it was a 3-weight. And so was this. Let's see. The color is grape jelly. There we go. All right, so this is 50-50, which is cotton polyester, and this is acrylic, and there's not a whole lot of size difference. Now, what I'm going to be doing to make it with you today, this is the adult, and I will give you the adult numbers. However, I'll tell you what I'm starting off with is going to be half of that. So I'm going to be making a smaller one for the tutorial, but I'm going to be telling you the adult stitch count. All right, so let's go ahead and begin with what do you need? You need some yarn. I will be using a worsted weight for the smaller one. Now this is just a single ply with a light twist to it, Burnett Sheepish stripes, and this colorway is Citrus. I'm also using a stitch marker, a 5mm crochet hook, a darning needle, and a pair of scissors. Now to get started for this, you're going to need to chain 72 and slip stitch to your very first chain. Now, if you want to do a double crochet foundation row, you are more than welcome to do so. You will need 72 double crochet foundation row, and then you'll pick back up with us on row 2. So go ahead and get your crochet hook and yarn and chain 72. Slip stitch to your very first stitch without twisting your chain. I'll meet back up with you once I have my chain. All right, once you have your 72 chains, or toddler size 36, you're going to make sure that you do not twist your chain and slip stitch to that very first chain. All right, once you've slip stitched to your first chain, we're going to chain up 2 or mock double crochet. So chain 1, 2, or mock double crochet. How I do my mock double crochet is I bring up a loop to the height of a double crochet, place my finger on that loop on my hook. It slides to the end down by the hook and back by the handle, but it does not spin around my hook. So holding that, just like that, we're going to bring our hook towards us, down and under. Now we're going to go back into that same stitch that we slip stitched to, yarn over and pull up a loop. Now you have the appearance of 3 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and go through the first 2, and then you're going to yarn over and go through the last 2. Now the one that you're holding is the top of your stitch and where you'll place your stitch marker. So yarn over and go through 1 and 2, and now we have the top of our stitch. Place your stitch marker into the top of that stitch. Now you're just going to simply place 1 double crochet in every stitch around. Now you can do this however you so choose. You can work into the back bumps or into the front of the chain. Completely up to you. I will be working over my tail just to kind of lock it in place. And at the end of this round, you will have a total of 72 double crochets. So I'm just going to work my way around. By placing 1 double crochet in every stitch. Go ahead and continue on. Slip stitch to the top of your very first stitch when you come to the end. I'll meet up with you at that point. All right, now let's begin round 2. Round 2 is a 2x2 ribbing. So we can do a mock double crochet front post, or you can slip around behind the post and slip stitch and then chain up. That pushes that stitch to the front, which allows it to mock a front post double crochet and go with the rest of the pattern. So I'm going to do a mock front post double crochet, the same as I did earlier as far as a mock double crochet. The only difference is instead of going into the stitch, I'm going behind the post. And replace my stitch marker at the top of that stitch. And then front post double crochet the next stitch. And back post double crochet the next 2 stitches. So we're doing a 2x2 ribbing for this particular headband. And then you will repeat. Front post double crochet the next 2 stitches. Front post double crochet each of the next 2 stitches. And then back post double crochet each of the next 2 stitches. And you're just going to repeat that all the way around. You will have a total of 72 stitches at the end of your round. Slip stitch to the top of your very first stitch to complete round 2. I'll meet up with you for round 3. Let's begin round 3. We're going to begin with a chain of 3. 1, 2, and 3. We need to get 6 loops for each star. This is our first one. We're going to go into the next chain down and pull a loop through for 2 loops. Next chain down for 3 loops. Into that same stitch that you slip stitch to for 4 loops. And then 1 loop into each of the next 2 stitches. 5 and 6. 6 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through all 6, then chain 1. We will be working into that chain 1 space, which will be called the eye of this star. So do not make that too tight that you can't put your hook and pull up a loop through it, because we will be working into it on the next round. All right, this is your repeat around. You have your first loop on your hook. You're going to go into that eye, yarn over, and pull up a loop. 2 loops on your hook. You're going to go into the side of the stitch down here at the bottom, yarn over, and pull up a loop for 3. Then you're going to go into the last work stitch down here, yarn over, and pull up a loop for 4. And then 1 in each of the next 2 stitches for a total of 6 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through all 6, and chain 1. Let's do it one more time together. Here's our first loop. We're going to go into that eye and pull up the second loop. Into the bottom side of that stitch, pull up a loop for 3. Into the last worked stitch for 4, and 1 in each of the next 2 for 6 total loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through all 6, and chain 1. Now, we're going to work all the way around creating that star stitch. You will have a total of 36 stars for your headband of 72 stitches. So here we are, that is your stars, the first half of it. The next round will complete the stars. I'll meet up with you for round 4. All right, so here we are, we're down to our last one. Now on the last star, you will only have 5 loops on your hook. So we got 1, gonna go into the eye for 2, into the side of the stitch for 3, into the last work stitch for 4, and into the last stitch for 5. Yarn over, go through all 5, chain 1, and now we're going to slip stitch to the top loop of our first star. So those top loops, you're going to slip stitch to it, and then slip stitch to the eye of that star. Now we're going to begin round 4. You're going to chain 1 and half double crochet into that eye once and twice. Now I'm going to replace my stitch marker. Now you skip over to the next eye and 2 half double crochets into that eye. That's your repeat for this round. 2 half double crochets into each of the 36 star eyes. You will have a total of 72 half double crochets at the end of round 4, and slip stitch to your very first half double crochet. I will meet up with you at the end of round 4 and we will begin round 5. All right, let's begin round 5. Round 5, you're going to chain 1 and single crochet back into that same stitch and replace your stitch marker. Now we're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and single crochet into the next. This is our repeat for the round. Chain 1, 2, 3, 4, skip 1, 2, 3, and single crochet into the 4th. When you get to the end, your last stitch will be slip stitch to your very first single crochet. I'll meet up with you at the end. All right, round 6, once you've slip stitched to your very first single crochet, we're going to slip stitch over to that chain space. And we're going to be working into the chain 4 spaces on round 6. So now chain 1 and single crochet into the chain 4 space here. Replace your stitch marker to indicate the beginning of the round. Now chain 1, 2, 3, and 4, and single crochet to the next chain 4 space. And you're just repeating that all the way around. Chain 1, 2, 3, 4, and single crochet to the next chain 4 space. I'll meet up with you at the end where we slip stitch to our very first stitch. Single crochet back into your very first stitch. Replace your stitch marker. Your repeat is 3 single crochets into the chain 4 spaces. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then 1 single crochet into the stitch, the next stitch. And that is your repeat for the round. 3 single crochets into the chain 4 space, and then 1 single crochet into the stitch. You should have a total of 72 single crochets at the end of round 7. All right, round 8, we repeat round 3, which is the first half of the star stitch. So we chain 1, 2, 3 to start, pull a loop in each of the remaining chains there, 3 loops, 1 into the stitch where we slip stitch, and 1 in each of the next 2 stitches. Yarn over, pull through all 6 loops, and chain 1. Go into the eye, yarn over, pull up a loop, go into the side of the stitch, pull up a loop, go into the last work stitch, pull up a loop, and 1 in each of the next 2 stitches. 6 loops on your hook, yarn over, go through all 6, and chain 1. And that's your repeat for the round. If you need a refresher for round 8, you can look down in the description box and click round 3. So round 8, 9, 10, and 11, we will be repeating rounds. For round 8, we repeat round 3. And for round 9, we repeat round 4. For rounds 10 and 11, you repeat rounds 1 and 2. I'm going to go ahead and finish this repeat of this half of the star all the way around. I'll do a refresher for round 9, and we will move on. Once you've reached the end, we're going to slip stitch to the top of that first star, and then slip stitch over to the eye of that first star. Now you're going to chain 1 and place 2 half double crochets into that eye, and 2 half double crochets into each eye all the way around. You will have a total of 72 half double crochets at the end of round 9. Continue that, and I'll meet up with you to give you a refresher of round 10. All right, now we're going to slip stitch to our very first half double crochet, and now we're going to repeat rounds 1 and 2 for rounds 10 and 11. You're simply either going to chain up or do a mock double crochet into that very first stitch. Then you're going to place 1 double crochet in every stitch all the way around for a total of 72 double crochets. Once you have your 72 double crochets, I'll meet up with you and we will do our last and final round together. All right, for the last and final round, you're either going to pop that stitch to the front and slip stitch around it and chain up 2, or we're going to do a mock front post double crochet around that post. And then front post double crochet your next stitch. Then back post double crochet each of the next 2 stitches and repeat. Front post double crochet the next 2, and back post double crochet the following 2. To create your 2x2 ribbing all the way around, when you get to the end, you can bind off, sew in your ends, and you will have your headband. I hope that you've enjoyed this tutorial. If you make it or any other projects you make and you would like to share them with us in the Facebook group or with me in a private email, that is perfectly acceptable and absolutely loved. All right, everyone. So thanks for watching. Be blessed, be a blessing, and until next time, bye for now.